Hey guys, Jake with Green Pro here. We are at the Israel Museum model. This is the old city. So this is approximately 2,000 years ago. Now this model was done 30 years ago, so a lot of archaeology has been done and a lot of things have changed. But what I want to show in this is like the drainage. This is Har HaBayit, or Temple Mount. See the elevation here. So this is great for any kind of sewer drainage. In fact, because of some archaeology that was done over 100 years ago, we understand that there's all kinds of massive drainways and cisterns and all kinds of things literally inside of this mountainside. So you can see this elevation. This is huge. This is absolutely massive. Over 100 feet tall, probably 150, closer to 200 feet tall in elevation from this southern side here. The amazing part of this is that it's on a mountain, and so getting water there is difficult. Water actually came over what's called the Wilson Arch Bridge. You can't see it from this side, but it came in and down and then funneled out into these mini cisterns that are down underneath this model here, and then they could draw water as needed. Some of these cisterns can hold upwards of 3 million gallons of water, but then everything would drain. If you'll look here, it's hard to see. You can't actually see the altar itself here, but I'm going to point some of this stuff out to you in other videos. But the altar sits here. There's a big slaughter area right to the right hand side, the northern side of that altar, that all the waste and blood and things would wash down. It would join there, come over to here to the bathrooms, where we know exactly where that place would be outside. There'd actually be a 500 by 500 cubit wall all the way around this building, and the bathrooms were out here on the outside. And that drainway would come out, come down, and you can see this elevation here in the lower city, and that drain would come out and down all the way through. This is here is the where to believe David's palace now. After some archaeology, doesn't look like it in the model, but David's palace would be here. This whole area here is the city of David, but that would drain through the lower city and come on down here into the valley, which is the Kidron Valley here. This is where all the waste and nutrients, the salt that was used to salt the sacrifices, the offerings would be from the Dead Sea, very rich in nutrients. That mixed with the blood and the waste would all drain out and go and mix in the soil down here, and they would actually sell this soil as fertilizer for people's fields because of how rich it was. An amazing system where absolutely nothing is wasted. You're in a desert, you can't waste anything. Just a really cool process. Here's a really good picture from up above. We're way up here, so this ridge catches this and comes over to Temple Mount here. This over here is Wilson's Arch Bridge. This is where we have an aqueduct, and I'll show you one that's similar here in a little while. An aqueduct conduit for water that was Roman period, slightly after the temple, but very similar in structure, how they would hollow out the stones and place them in these archways. But that water would come across and then go into multiple cisterns here on the mount. And as you can see, the elevation changes. We go to the lower city of how much you have for drainage. Water in, water out.